Hey everybody. Let's do one last video on building the team and talk about creative people this time. These are the people who are artistic in all different kinds of creative arts. These are folks who are either handicraft creative or painting creative or singing creative or theater creative or sculpting creative. There are so many different ways to create things that are beautiful and also meaningful. What can creative people do when it comes to election violence prevention? What is the unique contribution of folks with that kind of gift? Let's talk about some different options. If we're talking about civic education, the creative person can be holding a concert with elements of civic education embodied within it. We have a piece of music, we talk a little bit about voter education. We have a piece of music, we talk a little bit about civil disobedience. Having that kind of group fundraiser or group get together on behalf of election violence prevention and talking about things like, what do I do if I think that something is wrong with the election? What do I do if my candidate doesn't win and I still believe that the positions are really important? What are my other options here? Remembering that that's a way of interrupting the violence is necessary narrative. We can use theater if you happen to be a theatrically trained person or oriented person. Use theater as a tool for peace messaging. Think about the groups that have done historic work with improv around conflict in community. And talk about that as you're enacting voting strategies or encounters on the street, finding those alternative ways, the nonviolent ways to deal with very real problems that come up. If you're a visual artist, you could be hosting or visiting an art group that is targeted toward youth and be having a conversation about election violence and how to prevent it while you're doing the artwork that you're doing. I know somebody who decided to have a peace messaging visual arts demonstration. So they got a group of people together and everybody created beautiful art around keeping the election cycle peaceful. It's that passionate, peaceful disagreement and talking about showing this in the themes of their artwork and then inviting local media to check it out. And you can even hold a creativity circle. This is something a lot of people have done. Just have people come to do their art together in a room together and hold a creativity circle in which people can build relationships across political divides. And if that's what you're doing, you're building resilient communities. You don't even have to talk about the politics as part of the gathering itself. All you have to do is have that creativity gathering, but then make sure that you're inviting people who represent a variety of types of ideas so they can be in the room making art together and getting to know one another and building that community that is prepared to do things like refuse to otherize and interrupt violence and interrupt rumors and make sure that that kind of mutual extremism dynamic that we've talked about doesn't happen in this community. Those are some things that the creative people might be able to do. Next time we talk, I'm going to take you through the conclusion. Everything that we have done so far, everything we've talked about in a very abbreviated form, and then what it all means. That's next time.